This is the see-through bouncy rubbery egg experiment, okay? What you're going to need for this experiment are 2 raw eggs, first of all. And here we have the 2 raw eggs. What I'd like you to do is try and find 2 raw eggs that look as best you can as the same, okay? Obviously these aren't identical, but find them 2 of them that look pretty much the same. Now, there's a very good reason for this. One of them we're not actually going to do anything with. We're going to use that to compare with, but I'm going to leave that there. This is the one we're actually going to use. It doesn't matter which one, but just choose one we're going to use for the experiment, okay? So remember, we don't do anything with the other one. That's going to be called our control. So we're going to use that to compare with later on. You're also going to need some vinegar. Clear vinegar is what I'm going to use, but you can use ordinary brown malt vinegar. That's just as good, okay? So clear vinegar or brown vinegar. The reason I'm using clear vinegar is because I want you to see what's happening inside in a little while. But remember, brown vinegar is just fine. You need a glass container or a container. It doesn't have to be glass. I'm using glass again so you can see inside. So be careful with glass, of course. I'm going to lay the egg in here, and this is what we're going to do. Just pour some vinegar on. Okay, so just pour some vinegar on there, carefully. And let's see what happens. So, with any luck, this is what you should have seen happening. Within seconds, you should have seen little tiny bubbles forming and coming up and floating up to the surface of the vinegar, little tiny bubbles. But that's only part of what I want you to see. That's actually the smallest thing. A far more interesting thing is going to happen, but it takes time. So this is one where really we're going to have to leave it for possibly a day or even 2 days. And what I want you to do is every hour or 2, come back and have a look at what's going on, okay? So every 1 or 2 hours, come back and have a look at what's going on. So here we are with our egg about 2 hours later. So let's have a little look. Hopefully you can see it's getting a bit foamy here, and this is interesting. And this is an interesting too. Look, what's all this stuff? So let's rub our fingers around, see what's happening. Isn't it interesting? Now I suggest rinse it a bit in the vinegar, rinse it a bit. And remember, handle it very gently. It's only an egg. So just don't squeeze it too hard, just gently in your fingers, just maneuver it around like this and rub the surface. I recommend this way of doing it. So just dip it in, rinse it off. Let's see. And we could have a quick look at the control egg to see if there's any differences with that one. So here's the control egg. Look, so far, already something's different, isn't it? Remember, the egg here started off pretty much the same as this one. Okay, you can see I'm holding it in the egg cup because I've now got acid on my fingers and I don't want to touch the control egg. But I think you can see enough to see already it's changing from the control egg. Interesting stuff. We're going to come back to this. Okay, so here we are now 5 hours later after we put the egg in the vinegar, and let's just see how we're getting on with it. A lot more foam, a lot more gunk on the surface. Let's pull it out. Remember, handle it carefully. Covered in bubbles, and look, that seems to be still there, that stuff earlier. You can rub it off. So it leaves this slimy goo on the shell. Oops, let's put it back in. Bounced off the bottom there, hope I didn't crack it. No, not too bad. So, interesting. And again, let's put it back in one more time. So nothing's changed too much, though what I can tell you is, it's feeling, as I'm holding this now actually, even now I can feel the bubbles forming under the tips of my fingers. I can feel a little popping sensation, if you like, fizzy under my fingers as the acid is still eating away. at the eggshell. And again, I don't want to touch the control one. Remember the one we didn't do anything to, because I don't want to upset that with the acid that's on my fingers. But again, look. Now I think from my memory, it's looking brighter, what cleaner than it did before, even a lighter colour. But certainly very different, I think you'll agree. So very different as it was before. So it's still going on, little bubbles. They're still there, you can feel them literally. I can feel them now, as I say, I can feel them forming under my fingers. Keep my fingers still. I can feel it fizzing under my fingers right now. So it's a good thing to do what I'm doing. Take it out every now and again, clear it off, because you saw that sort of browny layer there. Just clear that off, rub it with your fingers and do what I'm doing. Just stop and feel it. And this is, I can definitely feel that fizzing. A few clues there for you. Okay, leave it a bit longer. So here we are with the see-through rubbery bouncy egg. 1 day later, exactly 1 day later. As you can see, I've changed my t-shirt especially for you. Let's have a look what's happened. Right, let's pull it out. Interesting stuff. Now look, the shell is completely gone, And you can just about see, I'm thinking, I can certainly see it, the orange blob inside. I'm sure you know what that is. So the egg yolk is in there. Interesting. And remember, we did have what we called a control egg, the one we didn't do anything to. Still here, same one we had earlier. Just notice the difference. If you can see, not only in the shiny, rubbery nature, but look at the size. Look at the size. They're definitely very different now. I don't know if you remember when we first started, they were pretty much the same. Definitely different now, according to my eyes anyway, and I'm sure the same for you. So what's going on with here? So, when we put an egg, a raw egg, in vinegar, the vinegar has acid in it. It's called acetic acid. And we get acetic acid whether the vinegar is clear like this one or brown vinegar. Remember, this works with any type of vinegar, that'd be fine. I used clear stuff because I wanted you to look inside. The shell has completely gone because the vinegar and the acid in the vinegar itself has dissolved the shell away in a chemical reaction. The shell on an egg is made of calcium carbonate, and we've just dissolved it away in the chemical reaction. Those two substances, acid and calcium carbonate, react together in a chemical reaction, and they actually produce gas, carbon dioxide gas. Do you remember when we were looking that there was lots of little bubbles, and I was rubbing it away sometimes, the bubbles, and I mentioned that you could feel it sometimes. There was a sort of a fizziness when I was holding it. You probably noticed this yourself. Well, that was the chemical reaction going on all the time. So over time, in this case 1 day, the shell has completely gone. In fact, this would have been a bit quicker than a day. Remember, this is first thing in the morning for us, the next day, so it probably happened actually overnight when I was in bed snoring. So now the eggshell is completely gone. The other thing I want you to notice, of course, is we've still got an egg-shaped object. So how is it staying like this, and how come the liquid doesn't ooze out everywhere? What you're seeing here, this squidgy bit, if you like, soft, flexible thing you're seeing, this outer layer is called the shell membrane. Now, you may not have heard of that before, but I'm pretty sure you've seen it without perhaps even noticing it. When you've had a boiled egg for breakfast, sometimes when you break the shell off, I wonder if you've ever noticed, as you pull the fragments of shell away, you sometimes see a bit of a skin, a sort of whitish colour attached to the shell itself. That's this stuff, that's the shell membrane. Of course, it's intact here, it hasn't broken into fragments, and the acid doesn't affect it. So the acid doesn't dissolve the shell membrane. That's why it's still there, it's not affected by acid. So the acid has dissolved away the hard part of the shell, just leaving the inside layer, and that keeps the contents of the egg still in place, and it's still egg-shaped, as you can see. And it's slightly transparent. We might use the word translucent. Some light can shine through, and you can see, if you look really carefully, some of the contents sloshing around, and I can see the orangey blob as I'm looking at it. I'm not quite sure how well you can see that here, but in your one you probably can see it better. Now, coming back to our control egg, the one we didn't do anything to, the one we're comparing with, again, the size has changed as well. So how come? How comes that's inflated slightly? Well, that's interesting too. The shell membrane is what we call semi-permeable. That means some things can pass through it and some things can't. Semi-permeable. Permeable would mean just about anything can get through. Semi-permeable, some things can, some things can't. In case of this, the shell membrane, water particles or water molecules can go through quite easily. Okay? In a process actually we call osmosis. So when we put the egg in the vinegar, there's more water in the vinegar than there is inside the egg. And what happens in osmosis is that water, if there's a different amount each side of a semi-permeable membrane, where there's more water, it flows through to the place where there's less. So we have more concentrated water here, less inside the egg, so the water from the vinegar flows in through the shell membrane and goes into the egg until we've got about a balance of water inside and outside. And that's why it's bigger. There's more water in here now. Now, remember the title of this experiment? It included the word bouncy. Well, you've probably got a hint of that now. So we're just going to demonstrate to you here the bouncy nature. Now, I'm going to be a bit of a coward and not bounce it too much, because that's called destructive testing if we go too far. Destructive testing is good fun with this, but I do recommend you do this in a sink to destructively test. So I'm hopefully not going to destructively test. Here we go. Ready? I want you to watch here. And let's see the bouncy nature. So here we have our bouncy egg. Now I'm dropping that, I'm not measuring it exactly, it's about 10 centimetres or so. Well, it's pretty bouncy, isn't it? So of course, from a destructive testing point of view, this is where the fun bit is, I wonder how high you can drop it from before it splats. I'll leave you to do that one. Have fun. Okay, variables. Well, I've already hinted at one. I wonder how high it is you can drop it before it splats. Well, you may have discovered by now. Hope you're measuring it, by the way. If not, you better do it again. What about some other facts? Well, what about time features in all of this? Of course, I left it overnight, so there was a good few hours I actually couldn't watch it for. So I'm actually wondering how time comes into this. So for example, I wonder what would happen if I'd left this somewhere where it was a lot warmer. I just left it in this room overnight. This room is actually quite warm, but we could have put it somewhere warmer. So for example, if you've got an airing cupboard at home, where there's hot water pipes, for example, that's an interesting place you could leave it so it stays warm overnight, and see what happens there. What about if you leave it in the fridge overnight? I wonder what happened there. That's another variable. What about the amount of vinegar we were using, and the size of the container? This is just a measuring jug, and this egg fits in quite easily in here, and obviously I wanted to be able to pull it out with my fingers. I wonder what would happen if we put it in something much smaller, possibly a cup, something like this, just in the bottom of the cup. So we'd have far less vinegar in here, wouldn't we? I wonder what difference that would make. So that's something to consider. What about a bigger container? Of course, you're going to be using more vinegar, so be aware of that. Now, I will mention quickly that some of you may have noticed if you took it out after one day, you may have found that there was some shell still on it, around it, in different places, possibly even totally covering it. It's very unlikely. I think you would have probably more likely just found little parts of the shell still there. If that's the case, leave it a bit longer, or as well as change the vinegar. Because that vinegar now isn't quite as acidy as it was when we first started, because as it's dissolved away the eggshell, it's become less acidic because the calcium carbonate in the shell has gone into the vinegar. It's gone less acidy, if you like. So you might want to put some fresh vinegar in. But of course, you're changing something there. Be aware of that. But that's something to think about. What about different size eggs? This is a medium egg. Remember we started off? I wonder what the difference might be if you tried the same experiment. Again, try and get two that look the same, but with two really small eggs or two large eggs. I wonder if there's any differences there. I'm sure you can think of one or two other things to try.